Is Shakespeare's double negative grammatically wrong? In Act I Scene I of The Merchant of Venice, Shakespeare's character Salarino uses a double negative in the phrase not in love neither. Is this grammatically wrong, or was this acceptable at the time? Antonio is sad. His friend Salarino tries to cheer him up. Salarino, why? Then you are in love. Antonio, fie. Salarino, not in love neither? Then let us say you are sad, because you are not merry, and 'twere as easy for you to laugh and leap and say you are merry, because you are not sad. Shakespeare.mit. I have looked around a bit, and in most modern and old Romance languages, some Germanic languages, and Old English, one double negation is simply used to reinforce a negative or simply to make it grammatically correct, so it is possible that Shakespeare intended for it to mean a negative too, as opposed to the more modern double negative equals positive. However, from the context, it would seem that Shakespeare intends this to mean the modern equivalent of not in love either, ruling out that answer. Alternatively, this could be litotes, which is used to understate a piece of speech, or simply a classic Shakespearean mistake. Using this as context, would this sort of double negation be common or even understood? Would it have been grammatically correct then? Footnotes. 1. Honestly, French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Greek and Latin, Afrikaans, some dialects of Old English and Welsh. 2. This URL translates the Shakespeare to say you're not in love either? Backing up the negative intention view. Thanks to it, keep these in mind for raising this.
The answer is that double negatives were grammatical in English and still are in many varieties of English, though not in standard varieties. Standard varieties of English in every region, as far as I know, forbid them, but this is quite a recent phenomenon, sometimes ascribed to Robert Lowth in 1762. No, Shakespeare's double negative was not grammatically wrong. According to David and Ben Crystal, the rule that two negatives make a positive was not applied to most uses of language. Strict mathematical logic was used only in a few formal styles of expression. A double negative was just a way of intensifying a negative. One could say that this usage closer to the mathematical formula x plus x equals -2x. The idea that using a double negative always results in a positive became dominant through the works of prescriptive grammarians in the 18th century, for example Robert Lowth's book A Short Introduction to English Grammar, 1762. At least, this claim is made on the page Early Modern English, circa 1500, c. 1800 on the website The History of English, which also mentions a few similar works. David and Ben Crystal also point out that Shakespeare even used triple negatives. See also my website for more examples of double negatives in Shakespeare's work. Update. Curios Danii pointed out in a comment that this is also known as negative concord. The term is also mentioned in the Wikipedia article double negative.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.